Hey guys, the purpose of this video is to update you on office hours and tutoring options. So far, all my classes are pretty straightforward. Oh, by the way, I'm putting this up for Stat 1800, Stat 1150, or Math 1170 because it applies to all of you guys, and I didn't want to take the time to create 3 separate videos. So I'm just going to use Stat 1150 as an example. So if I go there and go to Content and go under Class Syllabus and Introductory Video, you'll see that I've updated office hours and tutoring options. Now if you click this, Word document's going to come up with the following information. Now again, you have access, whether you're in Stat 1150, Math 1170, or Stat 1800, to this document. So I want to make this a little larger so everybody can see it. You should know by now I'm Doug Darbro. The old office hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, as I have listed there, they're pretty much irrelevant now, so I'm not even going to talk about those much. What I found out last week after talking to my chair and my dean is, since I am teaching all online courses, that I can hold my office hours virtually. So new office hours are going to be held in a virtual format. Now guys, there's nothing that irritates me, well, I don't know about nothing, that's a little melodramatic, but a little dramatic, but it really irritates me when I put information up in a video and people don't watch it and they're not informed, and they send me an email and they ask questions that are addressed in a video. Usually I'm not very friendly when that happens. So again, I'm going to try to make this as quickly as possible and just hit the highlights. But anyway, the important stuff here is new office hours. Tuesdays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Thursdays 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., and Fridays 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And by appointment. If you want to set up an appointment to see me, I'm more than happy to meet with you. So again, these are held virtually. So what that means is, for example, Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Thursdays 10 a.m., so on and so forth, I will be available via email, phone, Google Hangout, or Adobe Connect. Now, these 2 options, Google Hangout and Adobe Connect, you'll have to send me an email and say, hey, I'd like to meet with you via Google Hangout, and I'll set up a Google Hangout session, and you and I can meet. That's really handy if you want to go face to face and you feel more comfortable talking and seeing who you're talking to. But I think that just talking via phone or being available immediately through email from these time periods is just as effective. Now, email works really nicely if you learn how to do screenshots or you can scan documents. And another thing that's actually very helpful for those of you that aren't familiar with my math lab, my stat lab just yet, you can ask your instructor. Now, one thing I take a lot of pride in is answering emails for my online students very quickly. But sometimes I get busy, but anyway, these time periods right here, if you send me an email, for example, between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Friday, I am going to answer it immediately. Whereas if you send me an email maybe on Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Wednesday, it may be 15 minutes, it may be a couple of hours before I get back to you. These time periods, guys, you can be guaranteed I'm going to respond to you immediately. So I'm going to be really camping out at my computer for those 4 hours during the week. Phone, if you need to call me, I will give you my cell. Because these videos that I post are on YouTube, for obvious reasons, I don't want to publish my phone number, but send me an email. I'll give you my cell, and you can call me again, during these times. And truth known, you can call me whenever, just as long as it's not super late. I go to bed pretty early by your all standards. I'm usually in bed about 10 o'clock, but I'm up at 5, so So you might be a late person, go to bed later. So yeah, it just depends. People do all sorts of things, have different schedules with different work schedules and just different preferences. So, but guys, I will tell you one thing. Sundays are off limits usually to me. I'm not going to tell you that I'm never going to respond to an email or allow you to call me on a Sunday or something of that nature. But I always say, Sundays are my F day. It's my faith, my family, and my friends. Guys, I teach Sunday school, so I have to be at church by about 9:15. By the time we get to our services, I usually get home about 12:30. By the time I have lunch, I usually work out on Sundays, and then when it's pretty, I hit the boat, and just as I did yesterday. So, guys, I don't do much on Sundays other than, again, faith, family, friends. So I'm probably not going to respond to your emails on Sunday. And don't get offended if I respond to some people's and then some people's I don't. It's not personal. It's just some Sundays I may maybe we're getting ready to go somewhere and my wife and my daughters are taking too long to get ready, and I think, well, I'll just get on and check my email, and there's a couple of emails I can answer pretty quickly. I may do that, but typically, guys, I don't check email much on Sundays. So anyway, again, new office hours are in a virtual format, but during these 4 hours or by appointment, I am at your beck and call. And again, these options right here are very, very cool. So if you're working on something, if you can scan your work to me or take a screenshot, because I will tell you one thing that kind of irritates me. It doesn't really irritate me as much as it makes me feel helpless. And I guess because I feel helpless leads me to being irritated. When a student writes an email to me and says, Dr. Darbro, I don't understand question 4. Well, what does that mean? Question, you don't understand it. What have you done? I can't help you unless I see what you've done. And if you just say, well, I just don't even know where to get started, then I'm going to tell you need to rewatch the videos, because I'm not going to put any homework assignment out there, any homework question that I haven't taught. So I'm just, I'm going to assume if you just have no idea where to get started, that tells me you haven't watched the videos. So I'm going to expect you to do that first. All right. Sometimes students just don't like to be around their professors because they would rather get tutoring from, peer tutoring or even from other sources. So, guys, I put here, unlike many universities, we have a lot of free tutoring readily available. So if you are in 1170 or 1150, Jacob Storinsky, the graduate assistant for the graduate program in mathematical sciences, is the supplemental instructor. He will be available on Tuesdays from 5 p.m. Guys, that's not right. He will actually be there from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you don't know much about supplemental instructor, what that is he is required to watch the videos just like you guys, and he is a free tutor. So at the end of the day, supplemental instructor means free tutor. I requested that Jacob serve these hours, Tuesdays from 5 to 9, for obvious reasons. You guys have assignments due at 11 on Tuesdays, so I want him to be available before that was due. Another option is drop-in tutoring in the math lab. The math lab is staffed by math majors, little math geeks, just like I was when I was in college. And they are there to help you. It's also free tutoring. Guys, if you're in Stat 1800, Tristan Smith, who is a math and statistics major, Tristan has goals of going, I think, to Ohio State to get a PhD in applied statistics. So he wanted some background in tutoring statistics, so he came to me and asked about this opportunity. And so he's going to be available in the math lab also on Tuesdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, supplemental instructor just means free tutoring for you. Guys, finally, I am always on campus Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 5:30. I have an open door policy unless I have meetings or something scheduled or already meeting with someone. And I have a lot of meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays, especially Wednesdays. So feel free to stop by. Stop by and say hello. It's always nice to get names with faces, or faces with names, I should say. So, stop by, and I'm more than happy to help you on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay? So, for my Stat 1800 folks, there is a lot of overlap in some of the material, especially the earlier material, maybe the first 6 or 7, 8 weeks of Stat 1800 and Stat 1150. So if you see a video that has the posting of Stat 1150, don't freak out on me, because I may not see any reason to reinvent the wheel and post a video just specifically so it has the correct heading. Because again, there's a lot of overlap. A histogram in Stat 1800 is the same thing as a histogram in Stat 1150. Now, we cover ANOVA and multiple regression in 1800, where we don't get close to that in 1150. But so anyway, don't flip out if you happen to see a video posted under Blackboard Stat 1800 and it actually has the heading Stat 1150. I'm just being a little bit lazy and not recreating a 45-minute video just because it has a different heading. So guys, that's all I got. I think I went over my 5 minutes, but not by much. So if you have any question whatsoever about tutoring or my office hours, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. Again, if you want my cell phone number, all you got to do is email me, and I'll provide that to you. I just don't feel comfortable putting it out for obvious reasons in a public video. All right, so guys, take care.